Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shobo. Today is Sunday, October 29th, 2023. Twitch will have an ad in the next couple of minutes here to mark the 5 minutes from the beginning of the stream. That's how that works. I am multi-streaming for the first time ever. Twitch has now allowed most people to stream to both Twitch and to anywhere else. So I am going to be making use of that from now on. So now I have like 2 previews up here. I do see, however, that Twitch says that my stream is unstable and it's complaining about getting too much bitrate. It's complaining that my average bitrate is too high. I think that the viewing experience is going to be fine. That is a number that is a little bit difficult to change during the course of a stream, you know. But I will make note of it and see about potentially lowering that value a little bit total for the next time. Because Twitch does have a few rules that apply to multi-streaming. First, I cannot encourage anyone to leave whatever platform they're watching on. So please watch on your preferred platform, whichever one you wish to watch on. Second is that I can't have a merged chat feature on the stream. I don't have chat on the stream, so this is fine. And of course, you cannot have the Twitch stream be a worse experience than anywhere else. It must either match or be better. I see that YouTube has a little, it just did the circle thing a little bit on YouTube, but that might just be me trying to stream twice, basically, because I've got both of the previews up at the moment. But anyway, oh, now it says that I'm excellent. Now Twitch says that my stream health is excellent. Ads are starting in less than 5 seconds on Twitch. While that does that, I tend to give a bit of time to make things like to let people get here at the beginning. So we'll just talk about some other things. Sorry for bothering me. This is a bot. Could you not? Could you please just go away forever? Thanks. Goodbye, TwitchBot. First chat of the day for Twitch on the new Twitch. Multi-streaming. Anyway, that's that. Yeah, I might have to lower my bitrate just slightly overall. I don't know about the overall effects of this. So, what's gone on over the past few days since we last met, besides getting all of this sorted out while the Twitch ad is in progress? Well, I made a few 3D print sales. You can see behind me I've got these like little stands and things that they're all 3D printed. I do sell them on my eBay channel. On my eBay store. And yeah, for whatever reason, this past weekend, I made a few sales. I made like 5 sales, of which one, I have the box here. One was pretty big sale. There's like 26 items in this one box. That's going to be going out. That one was pretty nice. I've got another one. I have an item printing now that I will take care of during our normal break to switch out, start the next print. That'll finish a second order, and I'll start the last item for a third order. Then I have 2 more orders to print for the rest of the day. Yeah, this is a nice situation to be in, frankly. What are we going to do after beat Pi? Well, don't know about that. I'm thinking at this point we're going to be playing Omni after we beat Pi, but it's going to be a while before we beat Pi. Oh yeah, it's gonna take some time before we beat Pi. Just a little bit more time to figure all that out. So that being said, is there anything else to talk about before we get into it? As I see that there's like another 10 seconds of like the Twitch ad things going. Can we delay for another 20 seconds? I don't know. I don't know. I have Cat now, and he brought me a toy. Hi, big boy. I guess we are gonna go to this screen, and I am gonna do that, and make this camera bigger. Yes, there's the baby. There's Ollie. He brought his toy. It's wet. He brought a wet toy. I see that YouTube is buffering a little bit. There's no drop frames on my end, so I'm not sure what that's about on YouTube. Why that is buffering, but oh well. Oh well, we have Cat at least. There is Cat here at bare minimum. Let's see, does OBS allow for changing the bitrate during the stream? I would hope so. I would hope so. Let me see. Output. It does. I'm going to bring that down to 5K from 6K. Because I did make it so that I am streaming in 30 FPS going forward here. Previously it was 60, but now I brought it down to 30 FPS just because of the fact that in the game now, I am getting to a point where the game itself is going to be running below 60. Erkigmo, hi. First time chat on Twitch. Ah, he dropped his toy. Yes, go get your baby, Big Ollie. Get your baby. Well, it's been a while since I last streamed on Twitch. And it's nice that I get to do both Twitch and YouTube now. You can't see the bot on your end. What bot? Which bot are you referring to? Oh, the one that I banned? Because I banned a bot. I did that thing, so of course if you came in. But that's the one thing about Twitch is that if a message has been deleted and you come in after and you reload the chat after, it does not keep the history at all. Okay, let's get into it. I did some things between streams that we will talk about shortly. What did I do the last time we met? The last time... Go get it. Go get it. If you're gonna go get it, go run, go chase. Oh, don't bite me. Don't bite my arm. Last time we met, I set up stainless steel. That was the primary thing that I got done last time. We got Yotoi built for Aramid, and from Aramid I set up stainless. And I do have stainless steel now. That is here, and it is awesome. The next thing on the agenda is to set up advanced small parts, and we're going to be doing that. It's not going to take particularly long to set up the advanced small parts. From there, I'm going to be beginning work towards Circuit 2s, but we have a bit of a mission on the very next steps. The very specific things I'm going to be working on are a cellulose factory for a lignin factory for a phenol factory. And for aromatics as well. Basically, in Factory Planner, I'm going to be building this, 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 and this. And there's going to be a bit of copy pasting here for each of these, because each of these is going to be composed of the previous build, and each one is going to be separate in separate factories on the train network, each providing the intended output on here. So this cellulose build, it's going to be rather large because it's going to include 2 wood builds as part of it, and 9 saline water blueprints as well. Each saline is 25. So this is 1 short of 250, which means 9 of this. For this build, this makes 15 cellulose per second. Lignin can use 15 cellulose per second, but rather than have my trains going every which way, I can just copy the entire cellulose build, add a few more buildings to get a bit more on the chemical plant of the chemical plants, and a bit more of the seaweed going here. And I can have this setup making 30 lignin. Now, I will note that this actually works out quite well because I have a blueprint that can produce 75 wood, as well as a blueprint that makes 15 wood, which is 3 stacked wood. From there, phenol is 15 lignin, so I could take half of this, or I could make 30 phenol, copy the whole thing, and tack on 30 DDCs to get phenol. And side grade, I can take the 30 lignin, tack on 60 DDCs, and get 900 aromatics out of it. And so that's going to be the plan, is to do all of that. Plus, first off, this to get into advanced small parts, and to have advanced small parts online, ready to go. All right, That's generally the generalized plan. Now, what did I do between streams? I've done a few things. Number one, you'll notice that right now I do not have the Toggle Clear Skies of Peace mod active, which is what shows everything on the map. And that is because I've revealed enough of the map that this mod is starting to affect performance pretty negatively at this point. It does a periodic pulse. It has a periodic pulse where it reveals everything, and when I'm moving, it's like hitches while moving every so often while I have that mod active. So I only want that mod active when I need it to be active. If I'm doing something remotely and I need it active, that is when we will use it. The reason why it's causing problems is because I revealed the map around the starting zone. I also changed a map setting. I enabled the change map settings mod, and I went down the list and I changed the frequency of rare earth bolides to 600% from 1x. Why? Because the first time I tried this, there were 0 anywhere in the entire radius. I reloaded the save, enabled the mod, changed the setting, and then revealed it again. And now we have some accessible rare earth bolides. In particular, on the way up here, there is one. And they only come one at a time with the current settings. There is one. As I've mentioned in my previous streams, which you can find on YouTube, by the way, if you're new on Twitch for this, all of my previous streams are available on YouTube in my YouTube live stream archives. And that's where those will live forever. As I've said in previous streams, nodes are fair game for this playthrough. Nodes must be fair game for this playthrough. Each one of these nodes provides 2.5 ore per second. 2.5 ore every second, which is a little bit more than our From Nothing build, which made 1 per second out of fat eye carapaces and cost circuits. So yeah, just tapping into this one at the moment, I have added 2.5, which is, as you can see, enough for my current needs. I will need more of this, especially as I need to get additional cobalt extract. I will need more, which is why I'm working towards setting up another one down here. There's a rare earth node right down here. Now, I think I said that there were 3. There's actually 4 because I wasn't actually counting this one. I hadn't remembered or noticed that there was one here. But yeah, in this entire 7,000 chunk radius around somewhere in here, this is the code I ran. That it's a little hard to see when cat cam is in the way. This is the code that I ran. I am broadcasting on both, and I will be doing so going forward every stream. Every single stream I will broadcast to both. I see no reason to ever completely switch to only streaming on Twitch. I had a lot of good reasons to go to YouTube, and I still have, like, those still apply. I will not stop streaming to YouTube. And I'm only streaming on Twitch because they now allow multi-streams. That is the only reason why I'm streaming to Twitch. Because there's a lot of streamer end stuff with YouTube that is better. Twitch has the better, like, community features, but YouTube has other things that I would much prefer over that. So this is the code I ran. Basically, it reveals a 7,000 tile radius around a position that's 4,000 tiles over to the right from the start location. So the starting location is like in here, like right in here. This is the 0, 0. Think of this as 0, 0 on a coordinate plane. And I just said go 4,000 chunks to the right, which was about somewhere in here. It's somewhere in here, close enough to the center, which is my mall area. So it revealed an area centered around the mall, basically. And in this entire area, it's like four rare earth bolides on plus 600% frequency. So like, really? Only 4. There's one there. There's the one here. There's one all the way down over here in this corner. One way in here. And, you know, it really doesn't help that this color is basically the exact same as the sand that it's sitting on. Hello, cat. Mr. Cat. Hi. Hello, Ali. And there's another one that's shifted over to the left here on the left side, right over here. One more. No. Don't do it. No. He's looking up. He's looking up at my light. He wants to mess with my light. He wants to mess with my light. Yes, Mr. Cat wants to mess with my light. And that's all that I found. Is there a chance that I've missed one or two? Possibly, because of this little issue where it blends in a bit. It blends in just a bit. I've searched and I've searched, but I don't see any more. None in this entire quadrant of the rare earth bolides specifically. Now, why am I keen on the rare earth bolides? Because they are the freest thing ever. They just need power. They just need power to mine. And getting them the intended way currently is not great. Getting them in the intended way currently is not particularly wonderful. It is involving Fat Eye, which is involving circuits. So, you know, it's slightly problematic when it takes... If I can even remember where I built the thing. All of this infrastructure, plus inputs, just to get 1 per second of the ore. Yeah, it's a bit too much, frankly, so... I'm going to mine it, at the very least until we get something different, something better, that can actually get it from scratch. But I think that with nodes being fair game, that chances are I'm just going to be getting this out of nodes for the foreseeable future. Okay, what else did I do between streams besides that? I did this. This up here is phosphine gas. It is a copy-paste from the phosphoric acid build below it. Now, there's a slight difference in here because I replaced the old triple 75 wood per second part of this with my updated builds for 75 per second each. So this was essentially 3 separate builds that was just a combination of my blueprint for 15 wood per second that was repeated 5 times. So it's like 15 times 5 plus 15 times 5 plus 15 times 5. It left a lot of extra space in the middle because it's not particularly space efficient to do that way. And since I had built a new blueprint that used Mark II trees I could just copy this in and make a bit better use of space. Not like it matters, because this uses the whole square anyway. But it is a few fewer buildings to use the Mark II trees. It's a few fewer buildings. I also did this to help with the splitting of the stuff into the things. And just a few modifications to make sure that I'm not transferring, or I'm not converting into phosphoric, and I'm just effectively just voiding the rest of the phosphoric so that I could get the phosphine. Because we're here for phosphine, and I need phosphine to get into circuit 2s. And since I've already made the phosphine, I just built the thing on my own. Separate. I will build things here off screen if I've built it before, generally. If we've seen it, I will scale it between streams, generally. Okay, I think we are, in fact, ready to go at this point. In terms of techs, nothing is absolutely necessary right now. I am looking forward to the next power poles, though. I am looking forward to these. These are the top-end power poles, and I will really enjoy using these. This will be great. All right, we are ready. I need a spot to put this. Probably here. Probably here. Let's build stuff. Now, I did place a lot more rail, by the way, of course, and I did place this fuel stop over here to service this guy and anything else I build up here. Yeah, so why did I reveal the map? Outside of the fact that I wanted to find the rare earth bolides. And why did I keep it revealed even after finding a couple of close by ones, even though I could have reloaded the save and just manually gone out to those locations? It comes down to it takes a really long time to manually reveal more of the map just to place additional landfill. The process of placing more land to build on is quite tedious at this scale. So I just revealed the map so I can more easily place landfill. I just toggle the Clear Skies of Peace mod to get rid of the fog of war, and I can build remotely at infinite distance with the landfill. I can place the landfill remotely. So I just go to my landfill production area, pick up a couple million landfill at a time, and just go and place the landfill, grow the base, grow the land for the base at the very least. Oh yes, I did not discuss yet, because today is a Sunday, and our last stream was on a Thursday. Factorio developers have released their Friday facts for the week, where they talked more about the space platform mechanics, and I am not impressed. Honestly, I already didn't have a particularly great view. Really, there's no... Oh, it's that. I already didn't have a particularly great interest in the update based off what they've presented thus far, and this particular Friday Facts made me even less enthusiastic about the expansion. Honestly. I am definitely not impressed with a number of the design decisions that they've come up with for their mechanics. In particular, there's a few things here. Traveling to space, you have to manually empty all your entire inventory with any ammo that you have for your guns. You have to completely remove everything from your inventory to go to space. Because the rockets have a weight system for how much they can launch at any given time. A wait system that didn't previously exist in Factorio for good reasons. Yeah. So, you're telling me that I have to get rid of everything that I have in my inventory. Everything that I have in my inventory needs to leave the inventory for me to go to space. I will never go to space. With that rule in place, I will never go to space. That is my opinion. That is my thoughts on that. I will not go to space as long as that is a rule in place. That will be the first thing that I mod out of the game. You will not force me to remove the stuff from my inventory to go to space. That is hard no, and F you for making this a requirement. And then the other thing about this, it's like, oh yeah, for this logistics thing where we have where you can launch your rockets out into space to go to a space platform, and then the platform goes to another planet. Once it gets to the other planet, you may only ever build one location to unload any items coming into the planet. All and any items from the planet go to one location total ever. Regardless of any of the like number of items, like number of unique items, the variety of items that you need to send to the other location, regardless of all that, you get one spot total. Because the developers have ordained that you shall only play their game in one way ever. And that only their way is the correct way of playing the game. And they openly admitted this in their blog post. They straight up told you their way is the way that they want everyone to play their game. They said, oh, we could have allowed for multiple items to be placed, multiple of these receiver stations. We could have done it, but we decided not to because we want everyone to have this one experience of this centralized hub on the map. Screw you. Just straight up. F you. Like, that is not okay. That is not okay. No. That's wrong. That's bad. That's bad design. That's a bad mentality to have when it comes to development. Especially when your game has already been designed around the concept of trying to have as many ways of playing it as possible. In a game that's been fundamentally designed to offer players choices in how they play, just between this and between their technology changes that they're making, the technology changes that they're making where they're adding in all these prerequisite to it, they are forcing a game from being what it is into one where they are the ones who are dictating exactly how you play the game, which means that once you've experienced the game once, you're never going to experience it again because you have had the experience. There's no trade-offs. What trade-offs are you referring to? No, that's... No, all of it is utter bullshit. They are ordaining that players play the one way that they intend and F everyone else. When they specifically were designing a sandbox, like, I paid money for the game on the basis that it exists as a sandbox. And then they are going to be changing the game so that it is no longer going to be a sandbox. And that is not okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 items are being brought in as solids. Like, the fundamental draw of Factorio is the fact that it is a sandbox and that there are multiple ways to play. And the changes that are being made with the expansion go completely against all of the design philosophies that went into the base game. And it will fail for it. At this point in time, I have no intention of paying for this expansion. That should be 12, right? Maybe. Yes, added 12, plus the one for the blood. And we should be good. I don't think I'm gonna make any of that stuff local. What I am gonna make local is the steam and saline. Ah. What am I doing? What am I doing? I am thinking of something. I am going to copy this guy. So this makes 50 steam per second. Now, if you look at all this stuff for the advanced small parts, you'll see some stuff in here that should probably be in separate factories. I'm doing this right now, local to the advanced small parts, just so that I can get existent amounts of the advanced small parts here at the start. That is the idea, is that I will start with this, and as I build factories for cellulose, lignin, phenol, nylon, actually just like nylon, really, because all this here is just the nylon factory. For all intents and purposes, the whole thing is actually just a nylon factory that feeds advanced small parts. The actual advanced small parts themselves should really just be a one factory, a one automated factory that has a big train station feeding into it with just one additional factory converting iron plates to iron sticks, and one more for the sticks into bolts. It's like 3 buildings, whole factory. In the end, not right now, but in the end. Okay. Next step is the saline. Yes, saline. All right, saline. I've got 25 per second build right here. This takes 5 stone to make 25 saline. And from there, into that. And that's the sodium hydroxide. That goes into this guy directly. Gotta split because it also gets used in the lignin. This is what eats the steam. This is 500 degree steam. Hey, thank you so much for the, that was follow notification, I'm pretty sure. That happened. Yes, now following. Thank you so much for a follow on Twitch. Been a while since I've heard that notification. 'Cause yeah, I used to stream on Twitch, but then I moved to YouTube, and now we're back just because Twitch now allows multi-streaming. Okay, let's get what eats phenol. Nylon. Nylon eats phenol. Oh, I guess I'm also making blood meal here. That would be something else that I would have as a separate factory. Oh, you also eat steam. Yes, yes, you do. You eat a little steam. And CO2. Enjoy your CO2. Ta-da. So chromium blood meal, right? Blood meal. This cannot jump that. Chromium, our first input. And blood. Let's get the blood in. Bring on blood, bring on chromium. I seem to have a few requests for blood at the moment. I think my train is just struggling to bring it all over. And fiberboard. Fiberboard is being put onto the train network because I needed it for my circuit build on the network. Snore? Snorer? Snorer? He's a snorer. He's a snorer. I was hearing him. He was snoring. Okay. That is most of the build? Hey, I guess I need the rubber belt as well, so it's like one more, like 4 buildings is what this will end up being. output. Rubber bubber. Rubber bubber is next. Whoop. Whoopsie. Really? Really? Interesting. The train doesn't have any right now. I just caught it between cycles, we'll see. That's everything, right? For all of that, so now it's just items directly involved in making the advanced small parts, aka iron plates. These are stacked items. I have to unstack them. So that's 4 items involved in this guy. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we need to get the Nexlet, the small parts, the duralumin, the stainless, the glass, the tin, the titanium. Yeah, just a few additional ingredients, huh? Hello, welcome to the Twitch chat. This was not 6 exactly. There's something off. Did I miscount my inputs? Because that's nylon belts. I have nylon belts, sticks, and bolts. I may have added extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 inputs. 12 input solids. Oh, the wood. I don't have the wood brought in, I think. That's it. Where was the wood supposed to be used? Yeah, it says. All the way up here. This guy. Yeah, wood. Hi. Knew there was something up. I knew something was up. That's better. That makes sense. Okay. Power that. This guy. Now it's just a matter of bringing stuff in. Nextlet? Yes, of course. Nextlet plates. Small parts duralumin. Then stainless and glass. Then tin and titanium. Autosave. Really? Oh, there's titanium on its way. Stainless steel. Duralumin. Small parts. And... Huh? Oh. Booger. Train supply manager, not LTN. Yeah, I use train supply manager. Oh, and I did test Train Supply Manager. It absolutely does work when you have the requests set with, like you can have multiple lamps requesting individual different items from your source priority list. So you can assign multiple source priorities to one requester train stop, which makes it effectively the same mechanically as Train Supply Manager, if you so desire it to be that way. With the key exception that, you know, you have individual, like you have assigned your trains for each of the supply priorities, and they will only ever work on those specific supply priorities, and they don't mix and match. Then that's the one thing LTN does that really differentiates it, is you can just have your trains move different items. It's like it becomes less of a... You control what each individual train does a lot less, like non-existent with LTN. It's just a matter of, oh, do I have enough trains? Yes or no? and that's it. You only really need to add trains if you don't have enough trains. Otherwise, it just keeps pulling the existing ones to fulfill all the needs of the base. But I don't like how it's done. I don't like how it works. Mechanically, I don't want to mess around always having to modify the network configurations like that. This one's so much easier. Like, this just works even if you don't have any logic applied to it. It just will keep pulling stuff in infinitely if you don't have any logic to it. So that is this stuff. Just waiting on a delivery. Oh, I got the blood. Good. So now I have the blood meal moving. And that is making nylon. I'm sorry, I'm waiting on the wood into the cellulose for the lignin, for the phenol, for the nylon. And once I get that, I will have nylon. And I'm waiting on a rubber delivery, which that... I know where that factory is. It's here. What is the problem? It's just a busy train, I think. Oh, and it's actually not enough rubber. That's a bit more of a problem, because that's a bit of a build to have to copy. That's a bit of a build to copy. That eats a lot of tar. I'm just going to try to get through it without scaling that one too awfully much. Because the rest of the day today, now that I have these advanced small parts and that I should just, you know, really actually finish the build. Supply advanced small parts. Depot advanced small parts. And I'll put down a train. Limit. Thank you. SD full cargo circuit condition. Go. Be free. So the point of this playthrough, for those who are new around here, those who may be new, watching on Twitch, etc. The main gimmicks behind this playthrough, A, is we're playing with the full Py suite, full Pyandons mod suite, and we are playing with the PyBlock mod, which is designed to be like SeaBlock, but with Pyanodons. It's not exactly like SeaBlock. It is not related at all. It's not actually made by the folks who do SeaBlock. It's made by one of the developers of the Py suite as a separate thing, as a side project. It is not feature complete at this point in time. It is not complete at this time. It is beatable, but only on the technicality that the Py suite is beatable. Really. Of course, it takes place in water, but there's like a lot of little islands everywhere on the map. So even though, yes, we are in a big sea, there's a bit of land. There's a bit of land all around. There's also ore that is spawning even though the intent would be to not have any ore at all. And of course, there are the resource nodes that do spawn occasionally. In my opinion, the resource nodes are a thing that should still exist, but the ores need to go away. The ores will need to eventually go away, but only once there are adequate balanced mechanics in place for reasonable time frame progression to get through the tech tree. It's not like that yet. Now, the gimmick of this is that this is called productive. This is a productive playthrough. The gimmick here is that I am running with Bob's modules, and I have enabled settings with Bob's modules so that every recipe in the game can take productivity. Every single recipe will be accepting productivity on it. This is in part because I want to play that way. Also, there is a very, very important performance reason why I'm going to be doing this, why I've done this. The Pi suite is very, very, very poorly optimized, especially with the size of the graphics that are used in it. The more entities you have, the worse your performance will be, and Pi demands a scale that no consumer-grade computer in existence is capable of running the game at 60 frames per second through the entire experience to the end of beating Pi. Not one. Not unless you're spending thousands of hours making non-existent, just trace amounts of items. Like if you go through and you put one building of everything down, maybe you might be able to beat it given enough time and still have your frame rate, but that's not Factorio, frankly, to play that way. So yeah, I am going to be using the modules, productivity modules, to help reduce building count by having productivity across everything across the board. Now, it's also going to enable shenanigans, multiple shenanigans, but we're gonna try to not do some of them, because that for some recipes, removing productivity is necessary because they're part of a potential feedback loop where you can create stuff from nothing. Particularly, there's some recipes where you can create something and then you can also decompose that item into its component parts separately. And yeah, with it being productive, you could end up getting net positives on those. It's just something to think about. That's a thing that exists. Okay. For the rest of the stream today, what I want to do is we got through that phenol. We did the cellulose, lignin, phenol, and the nylon thing. We're going to be setting up the individual factories now to get cellulose, lignin, and phenol at scale. And I'll also note that circuit 2s are the next order of business, big main order of business. But yeah, we're going to need the nylon for that, and the nylon's going to need the lignin, and it's, yeah, just a big chain of things. The nylon's going to need the phenol from, and the lignin from the phenol and all that stuff anyway. Big stretches. Big stretches. Stretch, 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 stretch. Okay. Alright. But yeah, this is going to be a mission. A heck of a mission to get into circuit 2s. And I want to make sure that as I build this, I build everything separately in separate factories. I want all of this to be separate factories. And that will take time. I understand that this will take time, but it is something that we will need to do. Generally speaking, a lot of this will be at higher scale than as presented here. I have this presented as 0.1 items per second just to get some at the beginning, because this will be the difference between not having modules and having modules. So the faster we get here, the faster we can get any amounts of modules at all. And the sooner we get modules, the sooner we can start adding modules. To every single step in the entire chain. 10% productivity applied to the entire chain is going to really help with everything. And then we'll get Mark II items, because at that point we'll basically have everything that we need for most of the Mark II stuff. Not all of it, but most of it. Most of the relevant items that are involved in electronics. That adds another module slot. They go twice as fast, and it adds another module slot. So we then get 20% productivity every step in the chain on buildings that are faster. So we want to get there fairly quick, but we do have some alien life to set up as well. We need to set up trits for photophores, trit slaughtering for photophores, and we need to set up Zipho for vanadium pentoxide. And we need to do the entire vanadium chain. And we have to do more advanced antimony processing, which is also going to be rather painful, because it's going to involve a lot of silver. Silver is the biggest limiting factor of Circuit 2s at this point in the game. Silver going into antimony pulp is the biggest limiting factor of the Circuit 2s. It is very unfortunate that that is the case, but yeah, it just sucks, and it's part of the is it the Dow froth? It's the ethylene glycol. It's the ethylene glycol process, the chloroethanol from ethylene chlorohydrin. There it is. There it is. That right there, that silver plate is what basically kills any idea of getting Circuit 2s at larger scale at this point in the game. So we're faced with a choice now. Do I take the time and set up all this cellulose, lignin, phenol aromatics first, or do I just go directly, just dive headfirst into this? I do want to do the cellulose stuff, so we'll do this first, because it does not take that much time in actuality, and I do have something to talk about with this. I do need more biofactories and more chem plants. So, biofactories, request more, and chemical plants, request all of them. And while they're on their way, we'll talk a little bit about this, because I didn't really discuss how we're getting this cellulose. We do not have the cellulose recipe that gives us access to cellulose from kickalc, from raw fiber. We do not have that yet. We will, eventually. We don't have it yet. That being said, I might not do it at all, because I have wood from nothing. I have builds to do wood from nothing that are going to be smaller than kickalc from nothing by comparison, making this a lot better overall for us in the current state of things. That may change later, but for now, in the current state, this is going to be the best way for us to do this. So let's discuss this process. We need to get sodium hydroxide for this. Now, we have unlocked at this tech level the ability to get sodium hydroxide from slaked lime. The slaked lime loop is the intended method of getting sodium hydroxide at this point in the game and for the rest of the game, normally. That process involves spending salt and coke to get sodium hydroxide. and it loops 1-to-1, closed loop, limestone into lime, and back to limestone and into lime. This is the slaked lime loop. It does limestone to lime to slaked lime, back to limestone, into lime, into slaked lime, into limestone, etc. And it is a closed loop system. You can add productivity to it and it will become net positive later, but for now, it is a closed loop. However, you are still spending salt and coke on it. To get this much stuff, you actually spend a lot of coke on this to get this much sodium hydroxide. There is an alternative. In the seaweed turd upgrades. Option 2 unlocks the following: the ability to convert coke to fine carbon dust, the ability to convert fine carbon dust and slaked lime into calcium carbide and oxygen, as well as a recipe that takes seaweed, water, and oxygen and makes slaked lime and chlorine. This is the reason I picked option 2. Because this makes slaked lime completely free. It completely eliminates the coke requirement for making slaked lime. And that is why I chose that. So this process is making use of an upgraded recipe, an upgrade recipe that we only get access to by picking the seaweed, the second seaweed option. That gives us access to this recipe. Now, it is done in a basic oxygen furnace, which does use a lot of fuel, solid fuel. In this case, it's going to use wood stacks. But when we do get modules, we can put an efficiency module in here, and that will reduce the fuel cost. Now, really what I'll do is I'll wait on that mostly until even later when I get beacons, and I will beacon efficiency on these and use their internal slots for productivity to have the best of both worlds and to get up all the way up to the negative 80% power use, because that'll cut this cost by 80% by the end of the game. The higher level buildings will use more power baseline, but still, this cost will go down over time. All right, now let's set this up, because this is essentially a zero input system. It is 0 inputs. Everything will be made local in this. And as a result, it will be fairly large, but it will all be local. As I said, it will be fairly large because the 75 wood, that is 75 wood. And then this is 15 wood. Why both of them? Because I need 75 to go directly into the last step, and I need the other 2.2 stacks for this step here to make the slaked lime. That 2.2 wood stacks is 11 wood per second. 11 out of 15. It's a 5x difference. So as we head out there, I should have all my stuff now. I think I waited long enough. Should have everything. And then once this is built, it's basically copy-paste to do the lignin, and then the phenol, and the aromatics. And once we have all that set up and done, we'll be good to move on to something else. I have to figure out what the something else is going to be. Now, for those of you on Twitch, and as a general reminder, I do have 2 stream incentives. that I have going on, streaming incentives, one of which applies only during the active stream, and that is if I get at least the equivalent of $10 of support during the course of a stream, I will add 1 hour to the stream one time. So we will stream 1 extra hour, and that is through any of my available methods of support, and that includes Prime subs. Prime subs will count as a full regular sub at $5. So 2 Prime subs, and we stream an extra hour for the day. Woohoo! Just as the first and the primary incentive that I run across the board every one of my streams. The second incentive is if we happen to get $500 of support over the course of an entire month in grand total, not exactly just during a stream, but the total support through all methods as related directly to the stream, then the following month, I will stream 6 days a week. Rather than what I do now, which is 3 days a week. I will add Monday, Wednesday, Friday to my stream schedule for the following month, of which the streams will be their standard length, and every stream will be subject to the same standard incentive of adding an hour. So those are my 2 little stream, and I call them incentives. That second one is more like a goal than an incentive, and I don't ever expect it to be met. Current progress on that is like, gosh, we still need another like 350 if we want to meet that for going into November, at least. Just you know, normal stuffs. I hope normal stuffs. It has been a little bit since we extended the stream. It happens relatively often. The stream has been live for 1 hour and 17 minutes, if you are wondering. Odd that I don't have a bot active that has that command. Like, hello? Where is bot? Hello, bot? Could you please log in? Log in, join the channel, go. Do the thing. I already have it as a mod, thanks. It is joining the channel. Commands. Default commands. Do they even have uptime as a default command on Nightbot? Of course not. Why would they? About Streamlabs. How about Streamlabs? Why is Streamlabs not in my chat? I don't know. Yo, Streamlabs. Cloudbot. Hi. Cloudbot. On. On. No, not off. On. What commands do you have? That has uptime. That one has the uptime. So yo, that, if they join. Yeah, so with us being live this long, just a general note that for those who are new here, I do take a break at about the hour and a half mark at When this says 11:30 is when I take my regularly scheduled break. Regardless of for how long we stream for the day, I do have a regular break at 11:30 local time. Just get up here in the top right under my frame rate counter. That is my local time. And normally we stream until 1 in the afternoon, so that'll be at 1300. But if we extend the stream by an hour, then that'll be, of course, 2 o'clock, 1400. And yeah, every time I need to build 15 cellulose, I need to copy this whole thing. Just as we're aware, yes, this whole thing gets copied every time. Takes a while. Yes, East Coast, US, and another for reference. This is a weird timing because part of the world, areas of the world have already ended daylight savings time. Whereas in the US and some other areas, daylight savings time ends next weekend. And not this weekend, not today. So there are some who are off by an hour compared to the US for the normal timings. And that will apply the whole week, basically. This entire week is going to be like that until this weekend coming. Then the US clocks go back. Rolling back the hour. And then it'll be fun times waking up at 5 a.m. and not being able to fall asleep again. Or 5:30 more accurately. I guarantee next Sunday, I'm going to wake up, it'll say 5:30 in the morning, and I will not be able to fall back asleep for the next hour. And I'll probably just get up early. The hour early. Or maybe I'll try to stick around, be on my phone until 6. That's what I usually do. I try to get up at 7. I try to get up at 7, but I usually wake up before that and just, like, read news on my phone until 7. Oh yeah, I physically enter my bed at 10, usually. Or I start the process of going upstairs at 10. And then I usually read for a while. I'm usually asleep before midnight. So 7, 8 hours most nights. I don't stay up late. And I have been this way my whole life. I don't usually stay up late. I did the whole staying up thing like all night, like an actual all-nighter, one time ever. And I am not going to do it again. That was not particularly pleasant. That was the launch of an online game that isn't in service anymore. It was deeply disappointing that it is deeply disappointing that it died so quickly. we've almost got this done. It just needs a kickstart each time. So I have to throw some wood in to you, as well as over here to those. There. And that should power everything. Everything should be awesome now. Just takes a while to spin up. No, I have no issues with sleeping at night. None whatsoever. Especially since I figured out exactly what gets me feeling tired enough to fall asleep quickly. Like, yes, I read. I spend my time reading when I'm in bed, but, and most of the time that's okay-ish, but it really depends on what I'm reading. But when I really want to fall asleep, when I want to fall asleep, oh boy, that is trivial. All I do is I start writing. That's all I have to do. That's it, that's all. If I want to fall asleep, and I'm sitting in bed, all I need to do is start writing. Oh, well, I just read light novels, but I don't really read that. I don't really read to fall asleep. What I do to fall asleep is I write. For a long time, I had my phone was a Galaxy Note 8, which has the built-in stylus. I could just write on a notepad. And since I seem to be very boring of a writer, I put myself to sleep. As I write. Am I published? No. No, I don't, that's not the intent. No, I don't like write books. I don't write for the intent to be published. Like the writing I do is like usually either just it's usually one of two things. One is either just an interior monologue, just a whole sequence of events just all told from the one character's internal monologue the whole time, or the whole thing is just dialogue, just talking. It's usually either just talking or just monologue and never a mix of both. And it is almost always going to be something involving my something involving isekai, because that's the type of stories I read. So it's almost always something involving a transfer to another world type story. Anyway, let's build things. What am I doing next? That was just the wood part of this. We need to actually build the whole thing. You don't know what that is. It reincarnated in another world, or transferred to another world. That's the storyline, usually. That's the gimmick. Like of the things I have literally right behind me, all of them are isekai. All of these behind me are isekai that we can see. Anyway, we have this is Overlord, the Overlord light novels, volumes only 1 through 14. There's a couple more that are out right now. We've got No Game, No Life right here. We've got Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. First 10 copies here. I've got more digital, but whatever. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Physical copies. I've got multiple of that. Down here, above, like right below my textbook for Japanese, is Rising of the Shield Hero. Down there. Log Horizons, Isekai. Saga of Tanya the Evil's technically an Isekai. Grimgar, Fantasy and Ash, that's Isekai. ReZero's Isekai. The extreme vast majority of what I have is all that. Yes, Reincarnated as a Slime is actually really good. It's very, I like it because it has politics. And it's a lot, there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of just a group of people together talking about politics. Slime, like algae? No, like the fantasy creature, the ball of goo. Bah. Which one is safe? The ball of goo type of slime. That's the kind. I have to say which one is safe because there's one particular volume where the cover is not good. Not particularly appropriate to show on a screen. I think it's volume 3. Yeah, that volume 3 is not good to show on the screen. Reincarnation and transmigration are generally the two types of things where you're sent to another world. You have memories of your past life, or at least some memories of your past life, either knowledge or actual full memories. It's more of a it's more of a storytelling mechanic than it is a genre, but a lot of people consider it a genre at this point. It's more of a specific storytelling trope. Got about 30 seconds to the thingy. Yeah, the break time, because we just spent a lot of time talking. But that's fine. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh yeah, I need the saline. That's what I can do in these seconds. I need 11 of this. 9 of this. I need 9 of this. 1, 2, 3. Is that all aligned? Yes. Turn that on. Five, 6. It's a shame I can't fit all 9, but whatever. 7, 8, 9. There we go. There we have it, and that is my alarm going off, indicating that I am in fact approximately halfway through today's stream, which means that it is in fact now time to take a couple minutes, 3 minutes-ish, between 3 and 4 usually, to get up, stretch the legs, take a brief break. I will be back in just a few minutes. And I have returned. Welcome back, folks. We are in the middle of building a cellulose build right now that will produce 15 per second of cellulose out of nothing. Just power and just infrastructure. That's going to be glorious. This will then be copied and pasted to produce lignin. And then that build will be copied and pasted 2 more times to produce phenol for one of them and to produce aromatics for the other. It'll be 900 aromatics and 30 phenol from 30 lignin from the 15 cellulose. And each of these will be their own independent factories that will produce everything local for the whole thing. So then anytime I would need to have cellulose or lignin or phenol or aromatics, I can bring them in by train. And then if I need more, I can copy paste the build somewhere else and have double, triple, quintuple the amounts. And everything will be awesome. Absolutely magnificent, wonderful. Oh boy. So, our next scheduled stream is on Halloween. I've been thinking about this. I don't remember if we had it on Halloween last year. I know I've streamed on Halloween before, but the only time I really remember, I was playing Morrowind at that time. I was streaming Morrowind. A playthrough of Morrowind at, like, in between my playthroughs of the, of Factorio. Let's see here. Is that everything hooked up? Yes, looks like it. Let there be power to the everything. I don't need the hydrogen at all from that. All of you are aligned, right? Yes, looks like it. Advanced small parts, the first ones have been made. Oh my goodness. They've been built. They finally have been built. There they are. There they are, moving down the lines. So advanced. So advanced, these small parts. They're very advanced. Alright. We'll combine these lines for the saline water. Now, this makes 225 saline per second. All of this, 225. Just as we know. It's, you don't get much. You don't get much saline out of all these builds. Why, hello. I've been joined. I've been joined by Ollie. Mr. Cat is here. He wants his attention. Yes, Mr. Cat, Mr. Big Ollie. Yeah, shake, shake. Shake, shake, got your little bell shaking. Got that little bell shaking, Mr. Cat. Yes. Oh, you're getting comfy. You're getting comfy, you're getting splayed out. You're getting splayed out. You don't want me to be on my keyboard. You don't want me on my keyboard, Mr. Cat? Oh, saddles? Saddles? Yes, saddles. There he goes. He's comfy now. He's a comfy kitty. Just saw the other one. I saw Dolly upstairs. She was up on the bathroom counter. That's her new spot. She's liking to be up on the bathroom counter. In the main bathroom. She just found her spot and she likes it. Right on top of our hand towel. That we can't use now. Because it's all full of cat hair all the time. Ads are starting on Twitch in the next minute. If you are a subscriber on Twitch, or you have Twitch Turbo, you won't see the ads. You won't get ads. So if you have Prime, and you're going to be watching me regularly, you may want to do the Prime sub. Maybe. Maybe. Or paid, that's good too. That's better even. Yes, Mr. Cat. Reveal. Thank you. Okay, this thing. Bop, 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 bop. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. This eats 2.2. 2.2 and 2.2, and it makes a solid. I'm gonna do this here. That should work. Ta-da! Just add water and oxygen. The oxiest. There we go. And that is slaked lime. It is just that simple. It is just that easy to slake your lime. Actually, more like it's just, where does it even start here? It's just that easy to slake your lime. There's actually no lime involved. It's just so easy to slake. To slaked lime. I need to vent the chlorine because, you know, we can vent chlorine in this mod, which is great. Very, very happy we can vent our chlorine. I need voiding for the 11.25 limestone that this produces. Oh yeah, and I need another line of the salt, unless I stack it. If I stack it, move that out of the way, I gotta do this, and this, and this, and this. Oh yeah, stacking. That's right. The person who does the stacking mod for Pyanodons has posted in my Discord some of what the art will look like for the new antimony items. And it looks fine. It's fine. Yes, it's fine. It looks great. Even. Thing is, I found another item that has stacking, but it doesn't get unlocked until later. I can live with it for now, though, but it was a little bit annoying that one of my factories broke because I had thought that I could stack the item, and as it turned out, I cannot until later tech. And that is with my rare earth oxide production. I found out that my rare earth oxide died because I had erroneously thought that I could stack the byproduct uranium ore in that process. And as it turns out, no, you do not get uranium ore stacking. I'm just going to split this 7 and 7. Go. Hello, Ollie. Welcome to the chair. Welcome to the chair, my kitty cat. He is comfy. Yes, mister. You like it up there? You like it up there? Is it nice? Is it nice being behind my head, Mr. Cat? You sleepies? You sleepies up there. He likes this blanket. I've noticed that he's been spending more time on the back of the chair since I put the blanket up. My little Halloween blanket I have behind me. Okay. Ooh, that's more than 15. Alright, I'll need to have a double thing filtered. Limestone and sodium hydroxide. Oops, wrong side. Wrong side, buddy. And I'll need to do some adjustments to this because it's making 22 and a half, so after the first 7 I'll stack. This is just to get it going. But here, with this one, we'll do this, and we'll do this here, and run that way. Get power. Looks like I have to go all the way around. So wood and sodium hydroxide, that is what we need for that. But we do have this 11.2 limestone to kill. And I'm realizing that that is actually a little problematic. Not for this build, but for the next one. it's a little problematic on the next build. That's not worth it. So the issue is that in the lignin build that will come next, I am planning on building a copy paste of this, but it will need to have the full output here, or the full like 3 per second of the stacked wood that this 15 build does here. This build makes 15 per second, which is 3 stacked wood. It will use the entirety of this 3 stacked wood in the following build. So that would mean that in that build, because I do need to use some stacked wood for voiding purposes, I would need to have an extra one of these next door. I would need to have an extra one, which is a little bit more than, you know, would have been necessary. Which is a bit more than absolutely necessary. Overproduction. Quite a bit of overproduction. So now I have to bring that down so I can void. I should absolutely stack this to cut the volume of items that I need to void in by 5. And just grab a thingy there. Hi. That's more than enough. And that is that. 38 biofactories. These are going to be split into sets that are 38 over 5. I would hope. Maybe lines of 8. 5 lines of 8. 40 rather than 38. That'll work out a lot better, I think, because I can just throw unstacked, 2 unstacked lines. And everything changes when I get productivity, but whatever, it's fine. Everything will change with productivity. Everything across the board. Go in tile. Okay, do the outputs from this. even though the mechanical inserters would work, what I want to avoid is having to belt balance. If I used the inserters, I would have to belt balance or mess with the inserters so that they output evenly. I'd have to mess with like what side they're outputting on the lanes, because I do have Bob's adjustable inserters. So 8 of this, or 5 of this, excuse me. 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Then, as I've mentioned, once this is done, the rest of the other parts of it are just copy pastes of each other. This is the actual bulk of the building for my plans here. It's the bulk of it. The rest is trivial. Now we just copy paste. I am out of loaders. Wonderful. Such a fantastic situation to be in. And hook everything up to actual power. Come on. There we go. He's alive. At least it had better be alive. Oh, right, I forgot. Yeah, I sort of need this. Oops. Well, gotta do some cleanup. I totally stacked the stuffs and I have to unstack it, and I forgot that I needed to unstack it, and now I need to get loaders in order to have this actually move. So that's a whoopsie. Oh well. Just gotta clean up these belts then, and I'll head over, restock, and we can move on. From there, come back, get this going. Copy paste it. Multiple times. I might not, in fact, it's highly unlikely that I have enough of these guys. Moondrop. That is the one limiting thing currently. I need to actually set up a factory producing Moondrop, like dedicated factory producing Moondrop as Moondrop. Because right now the only thing that I've got is methane from Moondrop. I think that's all I got. Methane from Moondrop. And I would hope that I have a box filling with Moondrop at that location. I hope so. I certainly hope so. I don't remember. Where even is that moondrop methane? There. Hi. Are you filling a box? Yes, you've got a small box. A tiny box. Let's, you know, I don't have any loaders. But I was gonna, yeah. Yes, I was gonna that. I was going to that, but you know, I need loaders. Needs loaders. Can I like force any? No, of course I'm not carrying any iron plates on me. Great. I can make these, can't I? Yeah. Yeah, I could do reds, except for the splitters. I have red compact loaders. I have just thought about this rather important point. I have red compact loaders. I have red compact loaders. I have a full box, 2,400 of them. I'll take half for now. Does that in any way matter? Not really. Is there a way to use the throughput? Yes, I could theoretically use this throughput in a limited number of scenarios, but it is possible. I could do it. It just doesn't help when I don't have splitters that are reds and I don't have the belts that are reds or the undergrounds that are reds, but you know, there are some circumstances where I could use the full throughput of the reds, of the red loaders. Some. As in, at the mall train station. That, yeah. All of that should be red. The problem is that, the upgrade planners don't necessarily keep the, snapping correct on everything. If I upgrade planner the whole thing, it won't really work all that well. Ah, my minions. My minions! They're coming to me. They're delivering my stuff. So what shall we talk about while we're waiting for our deliveries? Well, the next build is this, and as I mentioned, because I have to delete this limestone, that actually means that I need more than this 3 stacks of wood and more than this 5 stacks of wood. So I would need a little bit more or import. And I'm not looking to import things. I'm looking to make this all local. It should all be local. It's also slightly different because rather than 225 saline, I need 300 saline, which means rather than 9, I need 11, 12 even. 12 of my saline water build blueprint placed. Need 12 of that and need a few more of the seaweed plantations, another one of the BOFs, basic oxygen furnaces, and need more of the chem plants making the sodium hydroxide, because it needs the full 30 of the sodium hydroxide. This is still significantly better and easier than having to deal with making the coke instead. Essentially, the coke... Oh, I don't even remember how much coke I get out of a single line of wood. Out of wood to coal, and then coal to red hot coke to coke quenching. That process does give... It's like the way of getting the coke in this playthrough for the moment, but I don't think it quite compares to this. This is overall cheaper, I think, and easier to do locally. And then once I have lignin, it'll be pretty simple to do phenol and aromatics. I may not do those during this stream, but between streams, because it's really just a copy paste of the lignin build with just one step added. The phenol and the aromatics are basically just the lignin build. It's just one extra step, 30 DDCs and 60 DDCs for each one. And it's really just a copy paste job, and I don't think we'll do that together. That's just a waste of time. Realistically speaking, doing the lignin together would be a slight waste of time, because really the complexity here is the build for the cellulose, especially when it's just going to be copy pasted with very, very, very little difference. Anyway, back I go over to here. This one is S-cellulose. D-cellulose. Now, what does cellulose get used for outside of those things? Nanocrystalline cellulose, of course. It is used in a set of filtration media recipes. It will be needed to make biofilm. It is needed... I am not even remotely going to consider doing syngas from cellulose. No, not happening. Converting the wood directly into syngas is a much better use of my time. No, there's better ways later. I need it for the break twos. I should be considering doing this. Mechanical part 2s need novins. Novins need circuit 2s, so I can't do diesel trains until I have circuit 2s. So it does not matter if I do these Mark II breaks now or later, because I have to wait till after circuit 2s anyway. Basic substrate. Oh yeah, that thing. That really high throughput thing that I will need infinity of. And Valk food eventually. Yeah, this. I need the cellulose for this. Yes, each of these things does deserve to have a spot separately on as separate factories. This isn't needed though. That can go away. So maybe once I finish this particular thing, which is going to be very shortly, we will plan out a different build, just so that we can spend our time doing some variety of stuff rather than the same thing 4 times. Since we got the advanced small parts very quickly today, and we've just been spending time building this at scale, which is useful. It is okay to do this. Doing this exercise, it's always good to show this from time to time. Especially when there's new folks to the stream. I do want to show some builds at scale when there's new folks around, just because it will help to teach folks how I build. Just in general, this is how my philosophy, how like physically I build things, and just, you know, realize that this is how I build in general, and this gets applied to how I build all of my factories. It's just in this manner, and this is how we're doing it in this save. Okay, grab the everything. Grab the everything and get rid of those rails. And signals. And other signals. Actually put something useful here. There. Cellulose. That is the cellulose build. It will need to be ever so slightly modified for lignin. And then that lignin gets copied 2 more times. And since it's such a slight change between all of them, I'm not going to bother. Ah, yes, I have to actually place all these. I'm not going to bother with physically doing that immediately. We'll do that between streams. Stream is buffering a lot for you. Well, I have 0 drop frames, so I'm unsure what would be doing that on YouTube. YouTube says that I have an excellent connection, so it might just be YouTube being YouTube today. Or, you know, one of those things like what happened a little while ago. Hey, thank you so much for following the Twitch stream. On Twitch, I will be working on getting my thingies moved over. Stretch! Ah, Stretch! You've redeemed Stretch! Ah, big Stretch! Oh, Stretchies! Stretchies and pet the kitty! Pet the kitty! Stretch! Ah! Ah! We hath stretched. Ah! Could use back. My back cracked, but oh well. Ah. Stretchies. Where's my thingy? Where is my thingy? I have there's a thingy, I remember. It's on Twitch. Give me my thingy. Where? Show me. Show me that panel. I need that panel. Where's that panel? Reward request queue. Yes, there. Please. I need to actually have it just a bit bigger, thanks. Just a little bit bigger. We've done it. We've done the things. There. Hi. Just a little thing to stretch. Stretchies. The kitty has stretched, so there we have our stretchies. Stretchies are done. Anyway, you need fuel. Let's figure out what we want to work on next, because the rest of this will be copy-pasted for the other builds, for the most part. Few edits to add a little bit more as we go along. But yeah, anyway, the YouTube buffering, I'm not sure what is causing that right now, because it does not appear to be on my end. But of course, in the past, there was a time where we were having some issues with the YouTube stream where I had to restart my stream, and then everything was fine. But the experience was far worse than what we're seeing now, so I'm uncertain what could be problematic on YouTube right now. Could just be YouTube having some trouble on YouTube's side. Does not appear to be on mine. My OBS is not telling me that I have... It's telling me I have 0 drop frames on OBS, so... There's that. Uptime is 2 hours and 17 minutes right now. Okay. There'll be Twitch ads starting in 17 minutes. That's actually going to line up pretty closely to the YouTube auto insertion, because YouTube is every 30, so we're at 2:18. That's in the next 12 minutes on YouTube. Yeah. You need fuel. You need fuel. Fuel. Alright, next up. We are on the path leading into Circuit 2's. Shall I do trits? Because that's also going to be Moondrop, isn't it? Yes. Trits. I have started making trits. So let us do this now. We get one recipe, yes, from the trits. I need to make the reefs. I don't believe I set up the reefs. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Is that a... Hold on. Tababa. No return. Okay, you always lose your adult. Goodbye, kitty. He's leaving. Goodbye, Ollie. It sounds like they're... It sounds like the food bowl is being refreshed. Their dry food is being refreshed. So he must go. He must go and run and get more fresh dry food into his system. Okay. Let me... Because I'm pretty sure I did not set up Zipier, or the Trit artificial reefs. Or the pressurized reefs, whatever they're called. So let's set up the one for these Trits. That is the one. As I said, I'm pretty sure I did not previously set that up. So yeah, this is our only one for those. I will need to wait a little bit on those to happen. Now, how many adults have I made? I have made 23 of these adults that I set up between streams. Right before today's stream. I set this to move. It only needs the fetal serum and water, and it needs good alien samples. That's like the main stuff here that it needs. That's unique. Unique. Not really unique, but the more expensive of the stuffs. I had to set this to move again for the Corlex Codex because the cow DNA samples needed Corlex Codex. Okay. I'm going to go over here to my creature chamber array so I can set some recipes. I should also look at, yeah, these so I can set Renea to go. And what else is there that is new? Grodd is new, and Bodos are new as well. Anything else new there? Novens, but those need circuit 2s. I can set the recipe for it, but I won't get them until I have circuit 2s for their codices. Codices. Everything else I have. I think Bodos might also be locked to circuit 2s. I have to check their codices. Codexes. I'm pretty sure this top line is just going to be random stuff, so let me check. Oh no, you are not circuit 2s. You are circuit 1s. Okay. That is fine, then. We could Bodo. Of course, Bodos I can't do until I get Fuel Rod 1s. But, yeah. It's theoretically possible we could do Bodos. What else? Where's the Renea? Then... I don't remember if I set the Noven one. I did set the Noven one already. In fact, I set the Renea already. Whoops. probably set the Bodos already. I did not. Okay, well, there's that. I set the Grodd and the Renea, and I have the Nobbin one set, so I don't need that. We've got the Trits already, and I think there might not be any other creatures right now that I have access to that are new. I've already made Ziffo. And I should have them in my inventory. I have 52 Ziffo for my arthropod blood for vanadium processing later. So if I look at this list, only Nava, only the Trits are new here. I have all of the others that I need. So up here, water the everything, get the chests down. And I'm going to need sunflower DNA, jute DNA, spores, and spores. Oh, I guess I'm not making the Faugi. Huh. Interesting. I don't have the mushroom set. Wow, I actually did make those palm tree samples. I didn't set the thingy here, though. Interesting. Oh, and I don't have the mushroom. Wow, I don't have the Faugi anything. It's like, duh, it's a requirement. Gotta do it. Gotta do it, buddy. Oh, I need to bring in fertilizer. That's wonderful. Where's the thing? There. 1, 2, 3. Make those. Make those. Make those. And make those. Provide the spores. All of the spores. Glorious spores. Wonderful spores. Ah, right. Fawogi. Codices. And lastly is import the thingies. I'm going to put my request in for my pressured reefs. Once those get made, I need more than 10. Mull. Requester stations. M. Fertilizer. I need to physically go there because I have to change this. I have to change this to unstack fertilizer before being put into the chest. go. Ta-da! I see YouTube buffering, but I have no drop frames. Right, so I know that I have the toggle clear skies of peace on because, watch. Do you see it? Do you see that hitch? That hitch? That very, very periodic hitch where everything just stops moving for a split second? Where everything, the whole screen just stops moving? That is Clear Skies of Peace running its script. So I have to turn the Clear Skies of Peace off, and then suddenly everything is pretty fluid again. How many have I got? 0. So you're still loading in stuff, huh? Here, load in all the things. Get all of the Logibots on this mission. I must have pressurized reefs. So let's actually do the rest of this plan. Moondrop must be made. I don't actually have a moondrop recipe that uses fertilizer yet. Great. Fantastic. I do have hydrogen, though. And soil access, and, like, this is all free. I love the cost of free. The price of free. Why, hello. Mr. Cat. Mr. Cat hath joined me. Yeah, YouTube is just dying on my end. I don't know why. Stop buffering. Lower quality, maybe? Will it work? Or will it die? Here, let's get rid of auto stop. Looks like I will have to briefly stop and start the stream again. And I hope it works. I hope it works. We might have stopped the YouTube stream early, but we'll see. For those on Twitch, I apologize, but there seems to be a technical issue with YouTube at the moment. I need to briefly cut the stream. It should not be long. I just have to, like, tell it to go back to the YouTube broadcast once I stop here. So 3, 2, 1. And the stream should be restarting. And we should be restarting. Is there still a problem? I will refresh the page. I will refresh the page. I will refresh the page. And YouTube is just buffering. And there, live, motion. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Twitch. Here we are together again. I have restarted the stream. We're in our last like half hour of the stream, but hey, I took it down, brought it back real quick like, and immediately YouTube starts buffering again. I don't understand. I don't get it. Anyway, let's stop complaining about that and just keep moving on. The show must go on. As they say, the show must go on. So this will help a bit. I know it's relatively low throughput, but I don't need too much of it on my path to Circuit 2s here. How many total photophores do I need? 0.013. I think we're going to be fine with the photophores. I think we're going to be fine with photophores. Just so we're clear about that. I think we're going to be fine. I see YouTube moving again, so hey, I hope it's okay. I hope we're okay now. Again, this whole time I've had 0 drop frames reported on my streaming software. So, that should be plenty enough scale for the Trit build. How about the rest of the stuff to get into the optical fiber? Because usually, that is the next thing that I do. It needs nylon, and it needs organic solvent, and it needs terephthalloyl chloride. Okay, we can work on getting into the Kevlar part, and it needs PPD, which needs nitrobenzene. Yeah, nitro. Okay. Nitrobenzene. This needs benzene, sulfuric acid, and ammonia. A benzene. Benzene. Oh boy, how are we going to get our benzene in this playthrough? Usually it's cold water slurry fuel from tailings. Sulfuric acid is going to come from acid gas. Do I get that this tech level? Yes, I do. Okay. I do need to research that and start researching that. Yes, so at this tech level, there's going to be the option to get acid gas from Faugi. It is not currently in the list. It is not currently in the list, though. It will cost sulfur and Faugi. And you can get sulfur from Faugi. But it is the way, the number one way that I will get that. Oh, water. Water. Unrestrict the water. Ammonia. Ammo. Nia. Ammonia. From urea. From blood. Blood is the way. Blood is the way of things. Tailings from tar quenching 121. Need 33.3 tar for 10 nitrogen. I have created the first Renea. The cat hath left, so I have created the first Renea. The cat is behind me. The cat is up there. He's here. Ears are poking above. So there we go. Ads are starting on Twitch in the next 40 seconds. The first Bodos have been created. We has Bodos. Bodododos. All right. Let me see. Let me think. This build will happen later. C2s need how much nitrobenzene? 0.67. Cool. 0.67. I still think I'm probably going to do 10. Or 100, excuse me, of the nitrobenzene, because this is basically free. It's close enough to free that I will do this. Yeah, it's close enough. It's a pretty big infrastructure to get the 333 tar, but that's fine. But that is okay. It is reasonable infrastructure. As I said, it is reasonable infrastructure. And it will wait until I get the tech for the Faugi upgrade so that I can get sulfuric acid out of Faugi. In fact, that will probably become an item that gets imported by train. Since it will be trivial to set up a sulfuric acid factory based off of Faugi, it will be pretty much exactly like what I built in the previous series, in the Pi Alternative Energy series that I did. That will be a thing. That will be great. It will be fan-frickin-tastic. And now, we move on. I have 9 of these. 10, 11 of these. These inserters upgrade. They don't have... I haven't made them. Why? I'm pretty sure I set the thing there. Why you know blue? Why you know blue? Do I not M vitroloi? Do I not M vitroloi? I don't M vitroloi. Wow. We need to M vitroloi. We must M vitroloi. We have M'd the vitroloi at this moment in time. We have successfully now M'd our vitroloi. That will make blue inserters. The blue inserters move twice as fast as the yellow ones, and also have stack size 2. So rather than moving 2.4 items per second, they will move 4.8, approximately, items per second from the box to the box of the building. Which is nice. Oh yeah, I totally didn't start my next print for my 3D printer. Great. Great, I've lost like 20 minutes or whatever. I've lost an hour since our break. So, that's great. Now I'm behind an hour on my 3D printing. Wonderful. Wonderful. I forgot. When I step back to actually start the next print, it's been preheated the whole time. Great. Ah, yes, that'll be nice. This next tech will be very nice. We're gonna start the build now, because I have to wait on positive feedback loop happening anyway. We'll do this Tritz build now. We'll do it over yonder. We will be importing the wood and the seaweed and the filtration media and the sea sponges. So basically everything but the saline. I'll do the saline local, since that's just 2? Is just 2 of the build. Is just 2 of the saline build. Right up there. I said right up there. Realistically, I should slaughter these locally, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put them onto the train network and then slaughter them separately at a dedicated location to slaughter them. Alright? Alright. Let's do it. Let's get there as quickly as possible. We've arrived! Thank goodness. My poor game speed is less than 1 while I'm streaming. I'm so sad that we are already at less than 1 times game speed. Even though the game is set to be at like at least 10, I think is what I had changed it to. It was originally 20 times game speed. But, you know, building at scale tends to have a bit of an impact on performance. And it doesn't help that that all the art is like extremely large file size for not really any good reason. Like, it can be the quality that it is without being such large file size. Like, I don't get it. Why has there never been any meaningful fixes to that? Like, it is not actually okay for the file size of the graphics to be several hundred megs. Like, no. Like, no, your graphics do not need to be that big in file size. You do not need to have, like, lossless files shared with everyone for these mods. They does not need to be lossless. No. Like, please stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because yes, it does actually have an impact on the performance of the game. As odd as that seems, it does impact it. Alright. Build the build! We must build the build. The build must be built. This will be 50 saline water. Just gotta attach it to power. Then I'll do the 2 electrolyzers for hydrogen this time, not oxygen. Three soil extractors for their soil. they make 6 per second in total, but I only need 4.32, so it's like that third machine is just only barely any from it. I'll do the seed machines next, and I should copy from here the logistics of it. Just throw in a couple of Moondrop. Then set this up. Oh God, I hate you so much. So, I hate that the 2 input pipes are at a right angle. That's what I hate. Because it means that this is less compact than it should otherwise be. The pipes should be across from each other. Why? Oh, why is it necessary for that to be right-angled? So now I need, like, this whole thing copied all the way ass down the line. Oh, yeah, that would help too. If I had the water to everything. Yeah, that works. I'll worry about the power to the everything once I've placed all this. And I'll turn on the clear skies so I can run the power lines. Just can't forget to turn it back off again. And just gonna get these these outserters, yes, outserters. Run down the line. Then I'll physically go there. I can turn off the clear skies of peace now. So I don't get all that hitching. Since, you know, I revealed a little bit of the map. We have a bit of the map revealed at the moment. Uses quite a bit of performance. Just to be existent, I guess. Alright, movement. there be movement now. Prioritize right, and that is that. Okay. Bop, 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 bop. 4 of you. Bring on the wood, bring in the wood. Quest wood at Trits. That is that. Reproductive complexes. Rick, I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen. Bug with the game that developers refuse to fix. Where are they? Oh, I'm not carrying them. That would help. So let me actually disable my construction bots and enable personal roboport. Right now, Trits are set as module requests in these buildings. There is a bug in that that the nanobot mod in particular shows, like this affects the nanobots mod primarily, but it is a problem with the regular game itself, and for the vanilla game again it's with nanobots primarily. But when you have a request for modules in here, and say you are holding said modules in your cursor, and you are control clicking to add them into the machine, what happens? What would happen if I'm holding a stack of modules and I have a machine that actually has requests for modules of the type that I'm holding? What happens if I control left click on this building with a stack of those modules in my hand, in my cursor? The answer is that they go into the inventory slot for the ingredients, because this particular recipe has that same item set as an ingredient for this recipe in each of these buildings. So rather than fulfilling the module request, or rather than prioritizing the module slots for the modules that I'm holding, the game will put it into the ingredient inventory. Because that's how the game works. Because that makes total sense. Total logical sense. No, that is not how that should work, and no, the developers aren't going to fix it, because it's been they know about it, and they don't think it's a problem. It has been reported on the Factorio forums. They know. They responded. And it's not an issue to them. Even though it comes up in vanilla with building like actual the module builds, you know, when you are first setting up modules in the vanilla game and you say want to use productivity or speed mostly, it's speed on your modules, because I don't think they're productive normally for vanilla, but with speed, if you're trying to speed up your speed modules, for example, if you're trying to speed your speed and you only have level 1 speed and you're trying to make level 2 speed and you want the level 2 speed to be speedy, well, you hold your stack of your Mark 1 speed, your level 1 speed modules, and you try to put the speed in the speed level 2 modules, and instead of going into the module slots of your building, it goes into the inventory slots of the building. Every freaking time. If you have module requests and you have bots to fulfill the module request, regular robots will fulfill the module requests, but not your holding it to click on the building to add to the building inventory. It will not fulfill the module slots. It will not fill the module slots even though you're holding a module, when you expect it to fill the module slots when you are holding modules. The way that nanobots works is it's calling the event of the cursor hold. It's calling that the cursor event in nanobots and not the robot event. It's they're like events is what they're called, or flags or whatever. I think of it as this is an event that happens, and they are discrete events between the two. That's why there's different behavior between the two of these things. What the robots are doing when they have the items and they are putting the items to fulfill the request is a different event from having the item in your cursor in your hand and filling the inventory slot when you interact with the building. It is a different event interaction, and it appears as if Nanobots is calling the wrong event interaction when it is trying to fulfill a module request. It is pulling the wrong event in that instance, thus leading to this issue in nanobots, where the nanobot ammo will fill the inventory rather than the module request, even though nanobots is only activating because of the module request. It is trying to put the two modules into the building, but it's not actually going into the building, it's going into the inventory. Because it's not doing what the bots do, because the bots do a different event that adds it to the actual correct place. Okay. Continuing on, because I do want to finish this today. Quote unquote finish when I have 2 minutes left in the stream. Since, we're not streaming the extra hour today. Thus far, unless within the next 2 minutes, within the next 1 minute, we meet my incentive to add the extra hour. Unless that happens within a minute, we are ending at the normal time. Clear the skies. So over the course of the day today, we did set up advanced small parts, and we have set up the a dedicated build for cellulose that will be copied between streams and mildly added to make lignin, and then that will be copied 2 additional times to make phenol, as well as the other stuffs. How very specific of me. Yes, the other stuffs. The phenol and the aromatics at scale. And those will be glorious. It'll be glorious and wonderful and magnificent. And that, my friends, as I am working on building out the trits, is where I will end it. Now, I will finish this logistics work, finish this factory between streams. When we return, we will slaughter together our wonderful whales. Yes, we will be slaughtering whales next time. Isn't that wonderful? To get photophores. That's what we will be doing next time. And we are going to work on getting into optical fiber for Circuit 2s. That's our plan for the next stream. We are going to work on getting into optical fiber, because this is part of optical fiber right now. All of this is part of optical fiber. That has been our first day of multi-streaming between Twitch and YouTube. I do have to say that there were far more people on Twitch watching than on YouTube on average today, according to the concurrent viewer counts. Although I did also notice that when I had to bring the stream down and immediately back up again to help try to fix buffering issues with the YouTube stream, and it appears as if it may have helped a little bit, viewers dropped from like 9 to 4, and even less. It like more than cut in half. Like, all right, well, fine, whatever, sure. Great. With that though, we have reached the end of the stream. I will be continuing to multi-stream going forward every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. We will be streaming on Halloween next, and I'm undecided about whether or not I'm going to wear my costume on Halloween. I've got a red panda kigurumi that I could wear on Halloween, so I might wear my red panda kigurumi for Halloween. I've done it like once ever for my my streams. I did it on the Morrowind playthrough streaming, and I should have those VODs on my YouTube channel. Do it! Here, Kigmo highlights the message. Do it! Wear the red panda kigurumi. All right, fine. I will wear the red panda kigurumi for Halloween on Tuesday's stream. It'll be great. I don't even think that the store that I bought it from exists anymore, because I'm pretty sure they got bought by GameStop, of all things. So yeah, look forward to that. We'll be continuing our work towards the optical fiber on Tuesday. I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff. And if you are watching the VODs later, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Consider becoming a subscriber on Twitch as well. As well as supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you're so inclined and able. I will be back on Tuesday with more. I hope to see you all then.